Oriazoshai Podcast, a captivating and insightful series dedicated to all things hair and skin, featuring a dynamic duo of professional cosmetologists, Maria and Tish, with a combined experience of over 50 years. This podcast promises to deliver a wealth of knowledge and practical advice. Through their individual and collective experiences, these seasoned experts will enlighten and empower listeners, showcasing their personal truths about hair and skincare. Tune in every Monday at 9 o'clock as Oria's Oshai podcast invites you on a fascinating journey, allowing you to see the world of hair and skin through the discerning eyes of these two remarkable professionals. Get ready to complete your assignment in the realm of hair and skincare with Oria's Oshai podcast.
Thank you for creating something that's natural and works really well, is priced well. I love Oria's O'Shea.
Okay, so this is Oria's O'Shea. Stuff works. I mean, these feet of mine, on my feet 30 years, wow, cracked, everything you could think of. But after using this, wonderful.
Hello everyone. Wow, welcome to Oria's O'Shea podcast. Me and my girl Tish come on here every Monday at 9 p.m. Talk about everything hair. Wow, this is awesome. Tish,
What's up?
I
What's
love
up?
you. I love you, girl.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed.
So tonight we talk about everything here, but tonight we're going to be talking about barbering and beards.
Hot topic.
Mhm. Wow. And I'm going to tell you, we have a lot to talk about
I'm
when it
sure.
comes to men and their beards.
Oh yeah, hot topic.
Wow. So, and Tish, we
Yep,
both have a lot in common because we both are barbers.
absolutely. The many hats that we wear.
Many hats. Many hats. Um, I think I started this feedback. I think I started when my dad, when I was a little girl, and he wanted me to shave him, and
Mm,
I was like, "Are you sure?" And it wasn't a razor like you see now, um, women and girls and young women with the bic. There, it wasn't that. It was a straight razor. And I remember my mom saying to my father, "You are crazy. You are crazy to allow her to get that close to your neck." Because I had to shave him, really
yeah.
shave him. And I don't know. I know I was a teenager. It
Mm,
could have been like 12, 13, early on. But the fact that my hands were so steady because I didn't want to
mm,
hurt my father,
right.
it was just so precise. I just like it was yesterday.
Wow.
And that taught me how to put the pressure on the skin. And he showed me
Hmm.
how to pull the skin to shave.
Yes. Haunt.
Yes. And I never thought that I'd ever be a barber because I didn't cut his
Mm,
hair. I just shaved him.
hmm
Next thing you know, that's my profession.
Wow.
Amazing, just amazing.
Yes.
So we have a lot to talk about because this is something you still do today.
Yes. Yes. Why, yes. Yes, this is a part of the cosmetology that I signed up for. And I absolutely love it. Barbering is exciting to me. I love clipper cutting. I love scissor over the comb, but I love putting on those clippers, hearing that buzz, and it's exhilarating for me. So I do have some men clientele that I service, that I've been servicing over the years, and I started in a my journey is a little different. After coming out of cosmetology school, I went straight into a unisex salon where the majority were men.
Wow.
He was a male owner, and he had some amazing, talented barbers in the Silver Spring area of Maryland, and they were the part of the hair gangsters, is what they called them. And so these brothers were sharp, and their skill was just as sharp, right? They call it
Oh,
razor sharp.
wow.
So as I'm watching, learning, I'm a babe fresh out of beauty school, but I had had years of apprenticeship prior to even going to school. So I had, behind the chair experience, but not the barbering aspect. And so, because I had already experienced behind the chair before I even went to beauty school, now I can kind of lend my eye and my ear to other things that was going on around me. And these barbers came sharp, dressed every single day that I was stepping out of a GQ magazine. And so their clientele was very high end as well. And so the clients demanded a nice, crisp, sharp look, and they were repeat customers. You know how normally, you see barbers come in, or customers of barbers maybe once a month. No, these brothers was on a 2 to 3 week cycle. They had to stay sharp. So watching their skill set, and they were competitors. The barbers were always in competitions right here locally, at the Bronner Brother hair shows. They were judges. So you're talking about an elite status of barbering stylists. They called themselves barbering stylists because they did both. They did men and women. So they had a different eye. They had a more crisp eye because the precision had to be there. So watching those techniques over the years, I was able to hone my skills, and they took me under their wing and showed me some techniques and things of that nature. And I carried those techniques with me throughout the duration. I use those techniques to this day. And so I thoroughly enjoy barbering just as much. Part of the reason is because, like you said, the time is cut in half, and so you can make them look good as well. And the barbering technique also, when it comes to shampooing, cleansing their scalp, giving them a good massage, cleansing the face, sharpening up that beard, men can appreciate that. So it's lovely to watch them enjoy their service as well. We know women enjoy their service, but to see a man come in and get groomed and then leave out feeling good and their skin feeling rejuvenated, they can appreciate that as well. And I take great pride in making that transaction and transition happen for them. Absolutely.
But it's so enlightening to actually have a man come and sit in the chair and he'll say, "Give me the works." Ladies will come to me. That are just so simple. They just sit there and yeah, they won't talk. So get to a certain area, especially on the face, or whatever, you ask me why. But they will talk. But they just sit there. So much. It is so funny. I mean, you know what to do. It's like your assignment. And then once I was done, they get up and they're like, see you in two, see you in whatever, see you in a week, and they're done.
Yeah.
They are so, they're just the perfect client. They so well, and they don't mind if we sit in a chair 15 minutes or hours.
Right.
All as you get it.
Right. Right.
Long as you get it right. That's the most important. So I am that I love my male clients.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, really, truly do. But I love the fact of massages. I did a lot of head massages, scalp massages, because a lot of men they get hair, want their hair. I don't care what nobody says. That's why they got the unit. Like I, I want my hair more. What can you do? So I did a lot of skinning of the ears, massaging of the scalp to make sure that blood flow is going. Finally got into the cut. The cut came after I relaxed them. Because then now they're like putting in my hands.
Mm.
It was just wonderful how receptive a man is when you're massaging and getting that attention. And if you tell them to go home and put something on their scalp, put something in their ear, they don't be searching for it. They got this stuff. Okay. Um, by the way, did you use what? Girl, you know I forgot. Oh, girl, I got this. Then I'm like, they're not there. Their thing is, I got you. Tell you to do this, and I'm like,
Well, it's so important, yeah, for the customers to know that we got their backs. And when they come in for a service and realize that they're in, like you said, putty in your hands, they're willing to sit there and let you take over. The term is, they say, Jesus, take the wheel. Well, they would love for the hairstylist to take the wheel. And I always share with my clients, I said, listen, the reason why your body, your hair responds because you get to take a woosah. When you sit in the chair and let the professional take over, there's a decompression that takes place. The customer and the body knows that, okay, I'm in great hands. And this is why client and customer rapport is so important, because if you allow them to relax and they're relaxing, and then allow them to share what they need to share, about their day, about their hair, their skin, whatever experience, that goes into a relaxation mode. And the body can start to rejuvenate, relax, and restore itself. And growth comes from that. Growth, stimulation, all those things are vital in the body. Stimulation with the hair growth, it sparks the blood flow. Now you have harmonious flow, and the client can relax, enjoy the service that they came for, and then you get great results. Because once again, nothing happens overnight. Okay. Hair growth, hair stimulation is happening as they're sitting in the chair. However, if they repeat this service on a regular, what ends up happening is they're going to create healthy, harmonious hair. And they're going to say, hair is responding totally different, totally different than any other place they've experienced. So it truly helps to make sure that that hair and that individual is having a great experience. And that's what it's all about. Wouldn't you agree?
I do agree. I do. And the beautiful thing about all of it is you get yourself a nice, well groomed hair. Oh my goodness. You look good, you smell good, he dresses up. Oh my goodness, you can't go wrong.
The polished look of the man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
I just, it's just amazing how when you talk to males, and we just talk about the hair and the beard, but as a cosmetologist, we do this from the top of the head to the tip of your toes. So, don't tell them about getting a pedicure. Don't speak to them about getting a nails done, a manicure, because that tops it all. It's just absolutely, I just, you can't do nothing like that. When they take it to the whole from the top of the head to the tip of your toes. But with barbering, the uniqueness of it, even when they're perfected at home, I have, and I know a lot of males that actually can groom themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is just, that's a talent that you can actually look at yourself and mirror yourself and do such a great job. And who did that?
Yeah.
My hats off to the males. But when you want to find out more information, to us, because men have problems with, there's beard hairs, there's ingrown hairs on their
Oh,
head.
yes.
And I have seen some really bad cases. And I don't know if you have Tish where you go in and you pull the hair and the hair's like this long. It's just have been growing so long under the skin, it just scares you. You don't know if it's hair. You don't know what it is.
Yeah. A lot of times, yeah, that is the kink or the coil, the texture, because it's in a wound corkscrew type of texture. And what ends up happening is it's not coming out of the skin straight enough before it starts to curl back into the skin. So a lot of times men have the ingrown hairs because it's literally what it's saying. The hair is turning into itself before it can reach the surface of the epidermis. Okay. So what's happening is that coil is retracting back too soon. It's supposed to come out and coil, come out of the skin, the follicle can release, come back, and then create its coil. But what's happening is it's creating that in the skin, causing that skin around it to bump and protrude out. And when it's happening, if those pores aren't open, that's why a lot of times we use like a tea tree, a stimulating oil to kind of open those pores up. When they do a clean cut shave, a lot of times, sometimes with the razor, it's so blunt because when you cut that hair with that razor, it's so sharp that that hair is starting to turn back into itself before it can become its full length. Okay. And that's a problem in our African American community because of the coil, because of the texture of the skin, of the hair, mind you. And so the skin can't compete with how fast that hair is coming through and turning back into soon. So men's either have to keep it cut close or really allow that slow process for that hair to grow before they cut it. Sometimes they're cutting it too soon, trying to create that clean shaven look too early with that blunt blade. Okay, so um, it's a process. It's a process that if you watch it and if you observe, you can tell what's happening. But it can be discouraging because, like you said, you get the protruding knots and things like that. So you have to kind of use an antiseptic or things like, a sea breeze or something like that to kind of open those pores up, let that skin breathe, and that helps a lot. But they have to stay on top of that regimen. They have to stay on top of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Right. It opens those pores. Yes. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. A hot towel. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And they're out the door. Next. Right. And I always said a good barbering haircut takes about a good 45 minutes. You want, you know, it's funny because I used to work for a speed cutting company where they wanted you, yes, yes. And 15 minutes, if that. They wanted you to cut hair in between 9 to 11 minutes. So what was happening is all of those unique barbering techniques kind of had to be dumbed down, if you will, had to be sped up. And I mean, in a nutshell, kind of like shortcuts was taken. You still got a precision cut, but it was done in such a timely fashion. I was like, there is no way that they are feeling appreciated with these 11-minute haircuts. It can be done. However, there's something unique about there's definitely something unique about a nice barbering cut. When they come in and they can actually decompress and enjoy their barbering technique. So it should take about a good 45 minutes at least for a nice clean cut, nice fade. And all the terminology that we use: a temp taper, a fade, low fade, high fade, box fade, uh, just a shadow, just all these unique terms that our community use when it comes to barbering. Then when you go to like these hair cutting companies, you learn that the one blade, two guard, three guard, on up to eight, for the different length, eight being the highest, and then low being the lowest one. And then, of course, you have zero guard. So all those things are unique within the culture. When a customer comes in and say, just give me a low fade, you know exactly what to do. If you go into a company that's just specializing in scissor trimming and a little more barbering, but scissor trimming, you know, they said, just give me a one all over, you know exactly what to do. So it's learning the different terminologies per culture. It's pretty interesting.
That's right.
And fun. And fun. Both are very fun.
And the beautiful thing, and I always say beautiful because that's my word, because when I talk about hair, it's always beautiful. I love doing all these things with hair. But Tish, explain when you cut your Caucasian versus African American hair.
Yes.
Explain how do you see these same things in it. This is a cultural thing. But do you see um, the same hair issues when it comes to Caucasian when you talk about hair? When you barber people, do you see that? Because I mean, I have my own story, so I want you to share your story.
Well, they have somewhat the same. Some things are different depending on the texture because, you know, you have Caucasians that have curly texture, a wiry consistency, but they have very fine hair. So the difference is how the hair comes out of the scalp. So if it's what you call like a porcupine straight, you know, theirs come out porcupine straight. So you kind of run into different issues. They wouldn't have so much the bumps from the hair inverting or curling back. What they deal with are the intense cowlicks. The cowlicks are in multiple areas for a lot of Caucasians, and that is the whirl, the pivot of the hair, where the hair begins to pivot and reverse its flow. In Caucasian hair, you can see it a lot because the hair is growing out the scalp extremely straight. Versus the African American, the hair is laying flat to the head, so you really don't get a chance to see the they call it the swirl or the whirl. It's there, okay. When you go really low on an African American or someone of a ethnicity of curly texture, you definitely can see it, but you got to go low. When the Caucasian is long or low, you can see it regardless. And especially if you have, it's like the tuft of hair. They used to call it the alfalfa sprout from Little Rascals, but trust me, they have it in multiple areas, so it can be a nuisance to them. They it drives them crazy because that's the turf of hair that just does not want to lay down. So normally they have to cut that area a little lower than the rest of the cut because it will stand out and be like a red flag, like I'm here and I'm gonna go in the opposite direction and go against the grain in comparison to the rest of the hair. So yes, there are subtle differences that that you deal with the different cultures, but nevertheless, you know, at the end of the day, everybody just wants a really nice clean cut hair. Hmm.
Well, another terminology we used a lot was cowlick. When I
Yes.
say cowlick,
The cow lick. Right. Yeah, I found out that's like Norse mythology. Yes, the cow lick. The cow licked the crown of the head.
part about this, think about how a cow with big tongue is licking your
Yes.
licking
Yes.
right there. And like don't cut it, just lay there and just do whatever it is that you want to do. And we don't deal with that unless you have someone,
Right.
real real thick hair that's wearing the hair relaxed. You will see it then. But even that, without gels, you can basically do it now.
Hmm. Y- Well, a lot of times it depends on where they're graying. Sometimes they come in really aggressive in that area, and they may want to fade that out because their beard may not all the way be white. It's in certain areas. It's like females. They in the temple area you'll get a strong aggressive graying in the temple area, and men can gray this in the same form. So it depends. You have your creativity style, like you said. Okay, you know what? I kind of want to let that grow in heavy, and then we fade it out into the darker part of the beard. Or they said, well, I want to taper that in a little bit. So you taper those areas in, kind of skin fade them out a little bit, and let them naturally flow in into whatever color the gray has, whatever the dominant is. So sometimes men have it grows in patchy, and everybody doesn't have a even silver, coming in. So they kind of have to work with it at the beginning. So sometimes you may catch a younger male with their gray just now coming in and they're enjoying it. So they just kind of want to accentuate it a little bit. But then you have your older distinguished man that says he loves it all. He's almost all white and just have very little dark hair coming in. So they look at you getting excited about that. It's very attractive. It's very distinguished. And I tell my men clientele, uh, don't hide what's naturally coming in. Women can truly appreciate the salt and pepper beard. We love it. So haven't met a woman that's like, oh, I can't stand no man with a white beard. But it happens. Most women say, nah, shave it all off. I don't want to see that. But for the majority, a lot of females, women enjoy, they actually find it very attractive for the male to allow the salt and pepper to come on in. So yeah, it depends on how, some men are like, yeah, fade it out. I don't want it too aggressive because it's a shock to them. Sometimes they're not ready. But those that have grown it out in its fullness, they absolutely love it. So when you groom it and sharpen those lines and let it come on in and have some little weight in there, the length, it's really nice. It's very attractive. So to each his own. The oh my scalp. Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Coarse. Very coarse. Yeah. Prickly. Yeah. You can shampoo and condition your beard. Treat it because it is hair. And hair on the face can be coarse, like Maria was saying. So you can treat it. So because sometimes the salt and pepper is a little wiry, we have to keep in mind that gray hair has no pigment. So when the hair has no pigmentation, it can be coarse, it can be wiry, and rebellious. I like to use the term rebellious. So you have to, you can condition it, moisturize it, steam it when you're in the shower. Make sure you're adding the water, okay? Because, like I said, those hairs and that skin needs water and moisture. So to add that hot steam in the shower, help stimulate and get make those circular motions to help get that product down to the facial area for the skin. Very important because some men will kind of neglect going all the way to the surface if they're growing it out pretty heavy. If it's a low blend, of course you can get to it. But the longer the hair, the fuller the beard, you have to work a little hard. You have to separate it. You have to go in and actually like you're parting into the portion of the beard to get to the skin. That's important. So when you do shave, if you decide to take it all off, the skin is still healthy under there. Because alopecia does play a role on the skin. Um, Sometimes, like Maria said, you can't see what's happening because it's so full, but it does happen. So men are aware that if their beard kind of grows in a little splotchy before it gets to that length, they can see the weaker areas of the skin. So a stimulating oil is definitely recommended to help stimulate the hair and the beard and the skin. Okay. You talking about the black color? Like the movies. The gentleman in some of the movies, I won't say who's famous for the Beijing. Yeah. So, I always say go with the dark brown. It looks more natural. When you go with the jet black, it looks a little superficial, a little artificial. So the natural dark brown looks really good. If you want to color it, um, because you're maybe not ready, go with the dark brown because it gives you the black illusion, but not so harsh. Look a lot more realistic. Um, Sometimes people grow in a really nice dark beard. However, it's an off black. Hmm. And so when you go to do the artificial black, it's too black. It's jet black. And it just kind of looks like question mark, question mark. So when you do an off black or what we call a 2N, the natural dark brown, that looks really natural. And so women won't question like, did you color your beard? Why you color your beard? Right. Excuse me. Hmm. Just tips. That's right. Helpful tips from a professional standpoint. Yes. Oh, so yeah, that's an ancient Egyptian trend that I'm noticing. A lot of things are coming back. Remember when the statues, when you would see the full, it looked like a braided beard on the old Egyptian statues. So that was a dreadlock. And so now that it seems like people are doing a research, they're finding out, what the ancient Egyptians were. They were these black men with locks. Okay, these images were locks, and so you're finding that men are growing their beard more. They're more in tune to locking, not just the hair, but their beards, and so creativity has taken place. People are showing their unique personality by wanting to twist them, braid them, put some beads on it. I've seen that, which is, it's a new trend that we're really not familiar with on this realm. So, but I am seeing it happen. I don't know if it's going to continue, if it's just a little fad, but they are putting rubber bands on them and beads, just like you're seeing like the boys with hair bows now, and it went from the black rubber bands just to hold it to colored rubber bands. So you're seeing that as well. So it's funny how so many people are experimenting with their hair. It's like expression through the hair, if you will, showing their unique style. Um, Boys, men, little boys, growing the hair towards the face with their locks or twist or braids. I do young teen males, and they're like, Miss Tish, can you make sure it's in my face? I'm like, what's your mama gonna say? She want to see your eyes, and they're like, yeah, it's okay, Miss Tish, it's okay. I'm like, okay, and I'll never forget this one young man. His hair, he was a junior in high school, and he had this much hair, and he wanted twists. It was long enough just to get the twist. And so 1 year later, his twists that was once here are now in his eyeballs. And he's so excited. And he, every 4 weeks when he would come, he was like, how much longer is it gonna, how much longer? I said, you have to play the patience game. I said, hair loves to be twisted. It grows really fast. I said, you're gonna be surprised how fast it does grow. And so he's a happy camper right now because he has hair that's kind of past the eyelid and it's kind of dropping. So when he gets out, he's shaking it. It is the cutest thing because we remember when. So not only are they enjoying the growth that take place, but the styles as well. But yeah, there's something about this hair in their eyes. Even my son, he has locks, but he doesn't like them to grow. He's had them for years, but he likes to keep them kind of cut short. And he has them right in the front, as the hair just kind of cascade. I did a young man the other day on Saturday, and he literally had them all the way across his eyes. I said, your mama is going to kill you and me. But he was so happy. He put his glasses on, and baby, he walked out that door with his locks all in his face. But they're loving it. And, expression, you know, of one's personality. So trends come and go. And I'm loving it. I'm excited for the young men. They don't always have to buzz the hair or, wear a high top fade. They're on a whole new page now with these locks and twists. So yeah, maintaining them now is exciting to watch them be excited about their hair growth journey. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, and let me repeat that for those who didn't hear. That is 443-272-1172. The lines are open. If anyone is out there listening and have some questions for us in regards to the beard growing concept, or if they have the ingrown hairs, or if they're interested in some Oria's O'Shea beard growth oil, stimulating for the skin and for their beard, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Absolutely. Yes, we are so excited about this topic tonight. It seemed like, we don't want the men to ever feel like we have left them out. So tonight we were excited to bring forth, um, talking about the men and their grooming, because men love to be groomed. The barbershops are full. Um, and my chair stays full with these young men, and I'm loving the young men coming on the scene. The moms are like, I am so glad, Miss Tish, that you do this maintenance, because they need it as well. They need that experience. And so now that these young men are coming and getting their little lineups and their little edge ups and things like that to accompany their twist styles that they are embracing and wearing, they want to look good too. They want to line up the beard and their mustache that's coming in. It's exciting to see uh, the young men and the young adult men, that next phase. You got the teens and you got your 21 and 25, that's feeling a lot more confident walking into the beauty salon, to allow a female to groom them. Before, that was kind of like not heard of, but now they just want to look good and feel good. So when they leave out, um, we hug, we embrace, and we make sure they know that they can come in and talk and relax and confide, or do what they do at the salon, not just the barbershop. They got on the old heads. Yes. Yes, that's 443-272-1172. George on the phone line.
Yes.
Yes, George.
Hi,
What's your
trying to let
question?
Maria know I can't hear anything she's saying. Yes. George, not Doris.
It's George, right?
Yes.
Okay. How can we help you tonight? What's your question tonight, George?
First of all, I'd like to be what Maria is saying.
Mm-hmm. You want to hear what she's saying?
Yes, because you can't hear.
So we're having some sound difficulties with Maria's sound for some reason tonight. And did you have a question about any beard concerns?
Well, I was with Maria, so I was just trying to hear what she's saying.
I see. I see. So George is calling in to let us know that he can't hear Maria. Yeah, she's coming in a little choppy. She's apologizing, George, that you couldn't hear her tonight.
I see their mouths moving. Now they're buffering, but anyway.
Say that again, George.
And now they're buffering.
Okay, so it's buffering now.
It will
Okay,
come soon. It
I see.
said it will soon shortly.
Ah, okay. Saying it resume shortly. We appreciate that call in, George. Um, Trying to get her
All
straight over.
right. Will they be
Thank you.
doing this again?
Hmm. I think we lost him. He was trying to inform us. He was able to call in and inform us. He couldn't hear what you were saying. He wanted to hear what you were saying.
That's how I grew up.
He said it was buffering, and
So
now he's
I
coming in
grew
and
up
out.
with her. She lost.
Oh, he said he can't. He grew up with you in Veloster. Yes, I'm translating. Yes, yes. What an honor for you to call in. Yes. She said that's interesting that she's gonna rack her brain now. That's beautiful.
All right, thank you. Have a good evening.
You too now. Thank you for calling in, George. We
All right.
appreciate that. He hung in there. He said on his end it was buffering. Uh yeah, so it's almost as if it was saying it's gonna resume shortly. So we just kind of had to roll with the punches. But we appreciate George for calling in. That was awesome. I'm sure he'll try to reach out again. That's right. Yes. I think they did try their best. Oh, yes, yes. And we have someone named Degar Zion. He would like to have some beard oil and shampoo. Okay. So we can get in contact with him. And oh, absolutely. We're going to make sure that he gets his beard oil and shampoo. I like that name, Tazir. Very unique. Yes. Yes, we got your back. Yes, absolutely. And Maria's let you know that she got you. She wants you to smell good. We want you to be the best that you can be. Flaunt your beard. Make sure you're nice and groomed because a woman always loved a well groomed man. Savvy Hair Tyrone. That's right. Located right here in Georgia. Yes, we do. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, get you all stimulated on the scalp, get that hair growing, and treat yourself. Why not? You deserve it. All right, we're gonna wrap it on up. Good night.
This podcast was made possible by Rockastava Productions. For your podcast or any other video production, contact Rockastava Productions by email rockastava2@gmail.com or just call 443-272-1172.
It's all right. I go let you go right. Don't give it up. Don't